Now we move to, I now recognize the gentleman from Vermont, Mr. Welch.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. This committee is a tremendous committee, the Agriculture Committee, to serve on. It's probably the most bipartisan committee. I've got excellent work by the current chairman, Mr. Lucas, and had tremendous work by Mr. Peterson. And I thank you for allowing me to participate. This is an incredibly important issue for Vermont dairy. It's important everywhere. But Vermonters, I started serving in the Vermont Senate in 1981 when we had thousands of dairy farms, and we're now down to under 1,000. And the Vermont farmers have always been, like farmers everywhere, extremely independent. And what they've been saying is they want as little government involvement as possible, not more. They do not want a Canadian-style quota system. But they have gotten together and do support for reasons, much like you said, Mr. Wright. They've come to the conclusion that some type of voluntary market stabilization program is essential to do the one thing that they want, and that's to survive. Last week I was on a sixth-generation farm, the Conant Farm in Vermont. Ransom Conant, the sixth-generation young farmer, about to get married, optimistic about the future despite how incredibly hard it is, and his neighbors are telling us that the current system will not work. It won't work. We've got to do something different that's going to give them that stabilization so that they don't have these wild swings. And the wild swings are due to things completely beyond their control. This is not like somebody who's a really good, prudent, careful, cautious farmer can deal with when it comes to the spikes in prices that are completely beyond their control, not to mention the weather. So the question for this committee is, are we going to wake up and understand that the status quo doesn't work and then make the tough engagement to change to something that provides the prospect that people can survive in farming? We need that in all of our communities. You know, some of the questions that Mr. Goodlatte raised, those are the questions a lot of my farmers raise. Those are all very good questions, but we can come up with answers to them to make this work. Now, the work you've done at National Milk, the work that you've done on economics and our farmers here have done is very important because you've had to bridge really difficult challenges to get some consensus. And that is with a group of people that can be difficult to deal with, independent farmers, okay? But they want to survive. I've got to ask you, Mr. Davis, you're here representing IDFA, and you know I did note the comment you made about Mr. Peterson, that you wouldn't call him, you'd hesitate to call him an expert on dairy policy. Now, Mr. Peterson doesn't need me or Mr. Schrader or anyone else to defend him. It is the case that he is widely respected in this committee. He did the impossible. He got the last farm bill through. I've never seen anything so hard to do as that, literally. But here's what concerns me. We can't succeed if IDFA and all the processors are saying no to every reasonable effort to do something new. You know, when these prices plunged in Vermont, when it was down to 12 bucks a hundredweight, these farms got wiped out, and that was a year when processor profits were the best they ever were. And it just is the way it works economically. If the farmers aren't getting paid much for their milk, that means the raw material that the processors need is cheap. And that works for you, but it doesn't work for the farmers. It's not a sustainable model. So I'm really asking you, what you do is important to farmers. It's really important. Farmers can't succeed if they don't have processors. But there's got to be a mutual understanding that the model that we have is sustainable on both sides of that equation. So this is not so much a question as it is just asking you to work with the reality that the status quo for the producers, these hardworking farmers, doesn't work. It's not sustainable. And we need you at the table. We need IDFA at the table to help us get this bill through. I yield back.
Can I comment?